Welcome back to Fresh Crack Friday for March. How about that? Here we are.
Spring is springing.
That's right. We're about to get into some Kentucky Owl Batch 11 and some Knob Creek 12. And we'll fill you in on why exactly we are fresh cracking these
at the same
time. All right, Jay. Fresh Crack Friday, the Kentucky Owl Batch 11 and Knob Creek 12. What do we got going on?
Well, we needed a couple whiskeys for a project for a couple weeks from now.
Science project.
And then we figured the Knob Creek 12 fit into one of the categories we had. And we were trying to fit a proof profile. And I looked through my cabinet and I was like, well, I got this Kentucky Owl Batch 11 we can use. And so I brought it for a Fresh Crack Friday. And we need them both open.
What's the proof on the Kentucky Owl?
118.8.
So 116.9 on the George T.
If that, yeah.
Just in case they were to come in contact at a later date here in a couple of weeks. We had to fresh crack these bad boys to give it a fair shake up against the
something that was
stack.
open there.
So here we are. We're getting into both of these. I've never had either one of these. I've got a bottle of the Knob Creek 12 behind us. It's also sealed up. But the reviews are phenomenal. And
what you want to do first, though? That's the fun part here.
let's do the knob first.
Okay.
Fair enough.
God, so fancy.
I know. I'm staying clear away from it.
So the review of the Knob 12 is generally almost always better than every other Knob Creek.
Okay.
So what you're about to experience is
As
presumably better than all of the other knobs.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I still have a Knob Creek 15. I've got a Knob Creek 18 that probably are worthy of the old Fresh Crack Friday at some point.
If only there were more Fridays in the year. You guys have had 100 open bottles.
Friday.
Customary to let it breathe just a tick, right?
Yeah, give her a little
Like a fine wine.
little SJ, little swirl job.
Okay.
On the knob?
Add that bad boy.
Where you at, Jimmy?
Still looking for that sponsor, that Off the Rails Brewing Company. If you guys are out there and want to help us out. I hope that you slow that down.
I got a little violent on
Put
the
some dramatic
the
music
SJ
behind
there.
it. He was so excited that he came up with a new term. HJ, ZJ, now we got the SJ. You gotta...
All with the knob.
Yep. One of the best kind of on the nose first impressions of a lot of the different types we've reviewed down.
I dig that.
This one, I mean, it tastes like I would expect it to. You know, the Knob Creek brand, you know, everything about it. It is as good or better than, you know, kind of entry level.
So what's your experience with Knob Creek? Have you had just the regular 9-year, which is
regular
kind of their
entry level, you know, whatever's probably the...
It is on the list of usually top bourbons under $35.
Yep.
It's always highly ranked. When I first got into whiskey, which isn't that long ago, I was not a big Knob Creek fan.
What made
But
that so? I mean,
I don't know.
Looking back now through your illustrious career and obsession with it.
I'll be completely honest, it didn't have the nostalgia.
Okay.
And So my whiskey journey started when I went to Louisville for 3 months for work, and I just kind of got thrown into it.
Sure.
And so I was thrown into the middle of
Face
bourbon
first,
country.
Yeah. Could have been a
And-
worse experience.
I knew nothing about whiskey other than Jack and Coke, but I was a vodka Red Bull
Mhm.
and beer guy up until about 2019, and then, but yeah, Knob Creek just never seemed to
Didn't check
have
the boxes
that-
for you. That's fair enough.
It just wasn't fancy enough.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
This guy.
Eagle Rare was my first love. Back then, I knew nothing of how allocated and how difficult Eagle Rare was to get. I just knew I liked it.
Sure.
And now, knowing what I know, I'm like, why did I have to fall in love with that one?
Mm-hmm.
But Knob Creek, it's awesome. It's fantastic. But it just never quite...
Well, you know, your journey to kind of find what you liked and, you know, took a little bit. But again, you know, my commentary on a lot of our videos is kind of the unassuming, uneducated, you know, bourbon wannabe. And so you buy, you know, just by brand recognition, you know, the bottle, everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Brown sugar and cinnamon for days, and I love it. It's so
Yeah.
good.
a cold winter's night, fireplace, you know, perfect.
There's a little bit... So everybody talks about Knob Creek and the Jim Beam nuttiness.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get that?
I don't get that.
On that? I don't either.
I don't get it as much as other Jim Beam lines. Like some of the other stuff they make is much more peanut driven than this one is.
That just has a ton of cinnamon on the, especially on the palate.
Mm-hmm.
On the finish for sure.
The go back.
There's good
empty
oak
glass
throughout,
is
like
good.
that
Yeah.
just right amount of oak, like
Yeah.
pushes through the whole thing.
Yeah, light oak on the nose,
Yeah.
but pretty good amount of
Yeah.
oak, to be honest, on the palate and on the finish. It kind of gets a little bit dry on the finish,
Mhm.
but that's my jam. I like it.
I'm
So
in the same kind of boat. I like the way that it, you know, finishes. It doesn't leave you wanting necessarily. I dig it.
that's gonna be that might be a hitter in our
Upcoming
Yeah.
upcoming
segment. Tune in. Don't waste it.
It's gonna be madness, I tell you.
madness in March.
It's weird. Don't get,
All
don't
right.
get
I
us
think we can
sued.
say that without owing anybody any money, right?
I think if we say it backwards, we
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get our copyright attorney on that momentarily. Anyway, moving on.
What we got?
Kentucky Owl Batch 11.
Oh. 2022 batch?
2022? Yeah,
Or,
20.
no, 2021.
20, I don't know.
Hey, right there.
It does. Yeah, 21. Oh man.
Glad you guys are doing
Reading
that.
the label.
I can't read from this distance.
I can has readings. Nope. Mike knows this. I am a buy whiskey to drink whiskey kind of guy. Not much of a collector. It's kind of nice. Everybody else gets to enjoy all of the fruits of my labor. So
Speaking firsthand, wicked awesome.
there we go. So I had this sitting in there. We needed it for some proofy guys for our craziness going on later this month. So
What if somebody put soda in that?
I'd be mad.
Oof. Special thanks though to Jay for gracing us with this one, because I, for one, would never think
What?
to purchase something like this.
You wouldn't?
I don't think so.
This doesn't
It's pretty cheap.
fit into your budget?
I think it's just a tick outside of my comfort zone for one bottle of liquor.
1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
How many bottles of whiskey might you buy in place of this?
Fucking 10! Fucking 10!
Borderline 11.
Yeah.
Oh man. We shall see.
All right, let's see if it lives up to it, eh?
Hope so. Hope it's not like that.
No, it's off to a great start.
Yeah, this is good.
And I didn't ask a lot of questions. Obviously, the price thing came up kind of, before we went to air today. But, if you didn't know, you would still think so far this one's a really, really good whiskey.
So, I'm getting a lot of brown sugar and a graham cracker. There's there's this s'mores thing going on without the chocolate.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was kind of struggling to figure out the graham crackery thing, I think. Oh, I like it.
This is good.
Yep. Even if you're price agnostic, you didn't tell me very much about it. This one would definitely be a high ranking. It's a little hot, obviously. What'd you say the proof was? 1.21
He didn't even flinch. He
gigawatts?
says, he's like, it's hot. And I'm over here like,
That. Whoa.
Hotter than donut grease. She's up there.
Yeah. 118.
118.8.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still looking for that title sponsor for some kind of heartburn or relief medication.
Gaviscon.
Yeah.
The water's
there,
nice.
guys.
Come on in. All right. This is phenomenal. Okay,
yeah.
I know where there's a batch 12.
Okay.
Right, which is this year's release, obviously. This makes me want to go buy it.
Please, sir.
Oh, because I can't be the only one that spends $400 on a bottle.
Ooh. Well, you had me tell that. Thanks, Jay.
You're welcome.
Jimmy, listen,
Oh boy.
when I said I could pay you for working on my computer, I meant Jay could pay you.
Yeah, you meant that bottle of Old Crow that we
Crow.
keep going back
Distiller's
to.
Pride. What else is over there?
We're
we can
going to
give
save
you?
that one for a special evening. We're going to do some segments later on in the year, some campfire specials.
Yeah,
And
I'm into outsourcing, so
Yep.
Jay, pay my bills to...
No, this is quite good. Just sitting here in the company of you gents is payment enough.
What is that, about 2 drams worth?
Yep, I'm not that good of a technician as it turns out. I'm not worth this.
Holy crap, that's good.
Boy, I would say all of these same things if you guys weren't here. I feed off of you, obviously, in your knowledge, your experience, and kind of the way that you describe. But, stove stock, if I had that one, it would be one of the absolute best ones I think we've sampled down here.
So there's... The nose carries through to the palate. I mean, it matches really good.
Yep.
There's some oak that comes in on the palate that I don't necessarily get on the nose.
It gets a little dry kind of in
Yeah.
there, but it's not like
It's not bad.
super dry. It's good. I enjoy it.
No, that's...
No, definitely.
It's a killer bottle.
We should totally
I think you
do
did
this
well.
again in a couple of weeks.
You guys are up to something, but
Yep.
definitely top notch.
Okay, so Jimmy, I know the answer to this question from you, but price point considered, thumbs up or thumbs down?
If I had your money, it's a hard thumbs up for me, guys.
But you're the IT guy.
Yeah, so again, Old Crow, Distiller's Pride. That's where we tend to kind of shake out, but no. If you have the opportunity, so that's a good point. Jokes aside, we have reviewed a lot in this series where the price point didn't match the taste experience. This one, I think, lives up to it. If you told me, hey, this is X number of dollars on the secondary market and it's, double, triple what you guys consider to be a pretty good one anyway, I think that this one hits all the right areas.
I would buy it.
Yeah, it may be on my list for get another random bottle of it here and there.
I would.
It's
So you gave me a sample last year for the rye review of
their last
11
batch,
year,
right? Batch 4, which
is an 11
it's like
year
a 10
rye,
year or
10
11 year rye, yeah.
Either way, batch 4 of the Kentucky Owl rye, and it's $300, $299
Like $2.99, yeah.
for their rye. And I was like, I even texted you the night that I reviewed it, and I said, man, that's really good, but at $300, there's
It's not.
no way.
Yeah, you're not going to have a countertop full of them, obviously.
No,
It'll be your crowning jewel in the collection.
I would say
That,
even at $400, I'm buying that.
That peg leg porker, that 8-year-old, that I gave you was even better. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was delicious.
So
I would say
skip your car payment, get you a bottle of this.
Yeah, there you go. I would say this is very
Oh, yeah.
much dependent on your income
Yes.
to debt ratio.
Right. Dave Ramsey says absolutely not. Mike and Jay say go ahead and give it a rip.
I would say it's a thumbs up if you have the if you have the means to do it. Yes,
Yep.
it's a thumbs up for me.
Oh yeah, it's delicious. 2 thumbs up.
All right, so that's special Fresh Crack Friday.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if you see this bad boy again in a couple of weeks. So we'll see you guys next time on Thin Blue Whiskey.